Hello, everybody, whenever, wherever, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to celebrate the Pluto rediscovery date. It was discovered on 18th of February 1930. That's kind of the publication date or when they were sure about it, because they were taking photographs in between the 21st and 29th of January 1930, and with that they could prove the movement. And this work was done on 18th of February. That's why they take this as the discovery date, and as I call it, rediscovery date. So, and it's very interesting because there are some entanglements with today, and from that it will also explain the energies of the second half of February onwards, and of course Earth's path. So we jump right into the chart. I think that will be easiest. Where's my cursor? Here. So yeah, I know it may look a bit confusing. So all the red ones, that's 1930, and the blue ones, that's today. Pluto here, 1930, near the star, here the black dot, Vasat of Gemini, which means the middle one. Here on the other side here, with this red arrow, you can see Mars, red, 1930. Star Terebelli of Sagittarius. But in early sign of Capricorn. What is very interesting is that's also Pluto now. And Juno, the asteroid of one-to-one relationships, and especially the one with self. So we can see a direct correlation here. Yeah. So why discovery charts? They give us additional information. We know a lot about Pluto from mythology, but the placements of the nodal axis, but also the aphelion and perihelion, does give us a lot of additional information about how a planet interacts with Earth's ecliptic, or with the ecliptic and Earth's path around the Sun, which we obviously can see very clear in the heliocentric chart. But so, just only as a short information, the geocentric chart does not show many big differences. In 1930, it was only Mercury, Mars, and the Moon that were obviously in a bit different placements, but even Venus was same or similar. Very interesting. So Pluto is the big transformation, the rebirth. metamorphosis. It's about the very, very deep, hidden inside, the huge vastness we have there, also of possibilities. But it's also the gateway to the infinite. This awareness or consciousness is something that arises from that deep within. And sometimes we have it hidden, or it's with all the taboos and narratives of a certain time, that this can be not allowed to happen. But now we are in different times. We are changing the paradigm, and with that the consciousness, the awareness of more. And this awakening or reawakening or rebirth, or however we want to call it, is a process. That is nothing that happens from one day to the other. It's a process. And when we look at this chart, we see more about process. It's very interesting. So, as I said, it's Pluto now where Mars was then. But it's also already a little bit past the opposition. The opposition would have been around here, and that was roughly where the Saturn-Pluto conjunction took place in January 2020. But since then we have moved on, we have gained even more consciousness, because the opposition is, like I often say in with the full moons, yeah, it's like very obvious. It's there, it's in full fruit. Yeah, the tree is bearing the fruits, and or the flowers, from where the fruits and seeds for the next will appear. And so we see it. We have not yet harvested, but it's there. So full awareness or consciousness about the theme. And then we develop that further. And that's what we are in, about the theme of Pluto. Furthermore, there is Pholus. I have talked about him in one of my last posts, because there were the conjunction last year with Juno, and now Vesta is about to conjunct, and in 1930 there was also a Juno-Pholus conjunction. But as you can see here, the blue one here, that's nowadays Pholus. So about the same placement. That means it's the Pholus orbital period is about 90 to 92 years. Mars nowadays, back then it was here, now Mars, he is here in Ophiuchus at the leg. Ophiuchus is about self-mastery. Mercury, 1930, yeah, nowadays, here. And Mercury is fast, so in a few hours we'll be here. And also very interesting and matching is this red one here, 1930, near the star Linteum in Pisces, Uranus. Uranus nowadays here in blue over the head of Cetus. And you can see here the little red dot in 1930, there was Chiron. Chiron nowadays, blue, here next to where Uranus was in 1930 and conjunct by Pallas nowadays. So you can see Chiron and Uranus, they just swap. So a very close relationship here. And I have studied the Chiron-Uranus cycle, and it was very interesting to see during the Second World War and also after, for years and years they were in opposition. They interchanged speed, so it was a little bit this way and then a bit that way and back and forth, yeah, but all the time in opposition. Very interesting. So in full sight, full awareness to be gained, or consciousness about their planetary meaning. So Uranus, liberator, rebel, scientist, biotechnology as I like to call it, and Chiron, the loops, the wounded healer, the one who could heal everybody else but not himself. But you see, the loops we create from traumas, Nessus theme, we can break through them by rising the consciousness. When we become aware of the themes we may have deep within us, maybe hidden, but if we become aware of them, we can look at them and we can say, it's you, I know you. And then we can consciously decide to act differently, to have not these repetitive cycles all the time. These behaviors can be broken or liberated, and so make room for something new, for a rebirth, Pluto. We also have nowadays this Jupiter Nessus conjunction that will be exact on 26th of February. Jupiter is about higher viewpoints, expansion, evolution, growth. But it's this, especially this higher viewpoint or different viewpoint and more acceptance theme of his that is very important in this time with Nessus, because Nessus is the one who shows up us about all the themes around abuse, neglectance, abandonment, all these type of things. And don't forget, we are not only talking about individuals, we are also talking about society or globally, humanity as a whole. So there are themes that we have acted towards it or have found Pallas here, yeah, with Chiron. We have found certain solutions to happenings and that may have worked or not worked, but we had some repetitive behaviors towards such occurrences. But if we always do the same again and again, maybe in a little bit different form, but if we react always the same, or have the solutions to problems from the same perspective, then we cannot really change. We are then in these loops, and we can't gain full consciousness because we veil ourselves, veil Neptune, about these themes. But right now, it's really, when we look at this chart, we can see we are like pushed into such awareness and the possibility to change and really break these patterns through this awareness. And then we can also use, you see, the self-mastery and say consciously, okay, we have that behavior, but now we kind of neglect the behavior. We abandon that mindset. And with that, we can free us, liberate us, Uranus, from these patterns. And we make space for a rebirth of consciousness. Very interestingly, Earth stands here with Regulus, right? Regulus is the heart of the lion. And the lion, Leo, is about this absolute shining out from the heart with integrity. And give that out to the universe or to our neighbors or our loved ones, but also to all humanity in some degrees. For some people maybe more, for some less, but we all, everything that everybody puts out there does have an influence. So in 1930, Neptune was conjunct with Earth at Regulus, and as we know, opposite of Earth is always the Sun. So the Sun was over here conjunct with Venus in early Aquarius. What you may not see on this one here, because they don't draw it, is up north here is the constellation Cygnus. And in these early degrees of Aquarius, where by the way is also Neptune's discovery place, is this heart of Cygnus, and a little bit underneath the veil nebulas. So Neptune is associated with veils, not seeing clear, having a blurry sight, and of course that's not meant just with the actual eyes, but also what we see as possible, what we can dream, what we can, but we look at everything as something separate, right? So this veil, but also the veil we put around our hearts, or the walls we put around the hearts, right? And so here, from the self, from the foundation, the ground is in ourselves, right? And so we shine. We shine out from our hearts to all hearts. And we can help with that, breaking walls that are around hearts. And here, Venus, the values. Nowadays, Venus here in late Leo. And Venus in late Leo really does have to stand to be there with the own heart, with the own values. Because she knows about all the power plays that may go on, yeah? Because not everybody may have the same intentions or the same goals. That's individually different, right? But so she knows about the power plays, but she also knows about the power plays within self. You know, like this, we may be trapped in fears, we may have these ego plays going on and all this kind of stuff, right? We know that, and Venus here, she knows about that too. And so we have this energy here that we can break those loops, yeah? Here, this Jupiter Nessos conjunction is kind of opposing here to Orcus, yeah? Not exactly anymore, but it's there, yeah, over here. And during that conjunction, Earth will be more here in the middle. So having more and more stand, yeah, in the self, yeah, to really being able to be authentic. And that's needed, yeah, that's needed to break those chains, those walls or veils, and lift that all away so that we can see with clarity. And then when we see with clarity what is going on, we can also break the loops. It's amazing when you think about it, how it is. This rediscovery chart from 1930 is in so much direct correlation with now. Fascinating, don't you agree? So I think for today that was already a lot to kind of let sink in. And so we will have more to cover for March. I will also put links down in the description box for those different conjunctions that I was writing about on my website's blog, but also the full moon has some more related information on it as well. So, and yeah, you all know about those things to click, and they are there to be clicked, and there are also comment sections, and they are there to have a conversation, right? So I would really appreciate to hear from you and being in some exchange and discussion. Tell me how you feel in this time, how you can relate to this all, and how you personally can handle all these deep themes that are coming up, or how you perceive the surrounding. Because sometimes we may have done a lot already and more observe now what's going in the outside, but still sometimes are triggered with whatever and then, oh, that one again. Hello. So, yeah, in this way, I say goodbye until next time I say hello again.